You are still tuned to Breakfast Central, and we thank you very much for joining us. It's time for us to find out what's trending on the entertainment scene, the social media world, I beg your pardon. And joining us to tell us what's trending on social media is the one and the only Elizabeth Musa. Good morning, Liz. Thank you for joining us again.
Good morning to you, Olive and Joe.
Good morning to you, Liz. What's good?
Everything is good, but guess what? The world's richest man, Elon Musk, has given Tesla's executives an ultimatum to return to the office or forfeit their jobs. Now, the chief executive officer of Tesla Inc. weighed in on the return to office debate on Twitter by elaborating on an email he apparently sent on Tuesday to the company's executive staff. Elon Musk has requested that all Tesla employees stop remote work and come back to the office for 40+ hours per week, or they will be let go. Now, the subject of the email was remote work is no longer acceptable. Now, he says, and I quote, that anyone who wishes to do remote work must be in the office for a minimum, and I mean a minimum of 40 hours per week, or depart from Tesla. Now, this is less than we ask of factory workers, it says. Now, that's the email right there. It says everyone at Tesla is required to spend a minimum of 40 hours in the office per week. And then in that second paragraph, it says the more senior you are, the more visible must be your presence. That is why I lived in the factory so much, so that those on the line could see me working alongside them. If I had not done that, now Tesla would long ago have gone bankrupt. Now, that's according to him. And then he went on to say that there are, of course, companies that don't require this, but when was the last time they shipped a great new product? Now, did you guys hear that shade? Now, he said it's been a while. Now, he says Tesla has and will create and actually manufacture the most exciting and meaningful products of any company on earth. This will not happen by phoning in. Now, that email, which leaked online yesterday, has caused a big buzz on social media, because people are saying now, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, people have embraced remote work. Now, is this the world's richest man, which we know is a progressive man, telling us now that, you know what, remote work doesn't work? But I do honestly see his angle. He's saying that the kind of work they do, it won't work by you phoning in. How are you going to create products when you're trying to phone in and do it? But it's definitely creating a buzz on social media. Let's see the reaction if I come to you, Olive and Joe. Now, that one is from Marine. Marine says, putting an emphasis on work hours does not necessarily yield productivity. I think motivation matters. Let's see more reactions on this one. Now, that one is from Anthony. It says, at least 40 hours in quote. Nah, I'll just find a company that actually respects me and trusts me to get the job done. It would love to have his people doing 12-hour days and sleeping at the office like his overseas factory workers. More reactions on this one. Now, that one's from John. John says, Elon Musk is very disappointed in how lazy American workers have become, and has also spent the last 2 months tweeting 12 hours a day. That one is from Dream. Dream says, it's the fact that working from home is less productive than office for the same amount of time. Only a very small number of truly dedicated people can manage to stay close to the same productive level at home. Now, that's an interesting angle from Dream, and of course it's the truth, because working from home has its upside and it has its downside, but not everybody can actually embrace working from home. I think you want to say something, Joe and Olive.
I mean, there are several angles to this, Liz. What we see is that working from home, for some people, it's actually worse, because your boss ensures that they can call you at any time of the day, because there's this assumption that you're at home, you're close to your laptop. So what are you doing? Why aren't you opening your laptop to work? Right? People end up working more hours, but I'm all for the person who says, you know, we focus so much on activity rather than productivity. If a person can get the job done from wherever they are, by all means allow them. I don't understand, you know, why we are so keen on seeing people sit in front of their laptop, open their laptop to download movies, and they're doing nothing. If you check a lot of the companies where they are so strict on, you must do 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, a lot of the staff are not as productive. They're just there downloading free movies. It is what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Joe.
I had to just laugh that in, because I can see a lot of Nigerian bosses already writing on their jotter this morning, if
Right.
Elon Musk could do
Right.
it. Or some
Exactly.
Kenyan CEOs saying, if Elon Musk can do it, then most definitely I can. You know, I see them going to work this morning and saying, listen, everybody, you are giving 15 hours per day, you know.
But then I do understand where it's coming from. I mean, you can't be working a factory job and trying to get it done from home. I like his daredevil approach.
Well, Elizabeth, I think you have a point here, and it's one point that we also need to highlight as well. The truth is, if you are in this type of field or this type of business, you have to really look at it. Let's be honest. He's right. He's right. You need to be there physically, especially for those who have to do with the construction.
I think it's also dependent on the
building
type
and
of
so
job,
on.
Joe.
Yeah,
I think it's dependent
yeah.
on the arm. If my work does not require my physical presence, by all means, ensure that I have KPIs. I'm meeting my KPIs, and I can meet them from wherever in the world
Which African?
I am.
Who is Elon Musk's African friend? I think he met
And then
someone.
he says the more senior role you have, then the more visible you have to be. And it makes me want to call out somebody here, but I'm not going to do that.
But you know, we have to be leaders as well. So he's talking about being a leader and being there to own your own, to lead your team. Who's the leader who leads from the back? No one.
No
So-
one.
Liz, who is that person you're trying to call
I
out?
think Elon Musk. Who's that?
You said there's someone here she's trying to call out.
Okay, I get it.
Now let's move to South Africa, where a major wave of protest is being planned across South Africa for the end of next week after the Economic Freedom Fighters political party, EFF, confirmed that they would entertain the idea of a national shutdown. Demonstrations would largely be city-based, rallying against the spiraling cost of fuel and other essential items. Now, the proposed shutdown is slated for the 10th of June. Some of the leading voices behind the movement have called for a complete closure of schools and workplaces, encouraging workers to remain home indefinitely until the petrol price actually comes down. But then there are the people whose voices on social media also really matter. Let's see how they are reacting to all of this on social media. Now that one is from Sharp. Sharp says 10th of June, hashtag national shutdown. No one goes to work, no one goes to school. We close all filling stations so no one can buy petrol. If we don't do something, we are going to suffer. Interesting. That one is from Mans Not Barry. Mans Not Barry says load shedding, fuel price hikes, cost of living. There is more. Everything is expensive in this country, and of course, that's how they're reacting. That one is from views from the 6%. It says, I don't care who governs anymore as long as petrol, food, and electricity costs decrease. Load shedding stops, salaries increase. I don't care who delivers this, even if it's the apartheid government. This is what they want us to say. Hashtag national shutdown. That one's from Dabs. Dabs says, let's close all the national roads, N1, N2, N3. Bring food, drinks, and snacks. Park your car and let's have a picnic. We can't continue like this. And that one is in cap. That's how people are reacting to this particular story on social media. In the South African social media space, that hashtag is the biggest one right now, and it's national shutdown. Imagine you trying to close down the entire country because you are not content with the type of level of governorship you're getting. I think that's
it's happened here in
actually
Nigeria.
brilliant.
We've seen it happen more than once. The most recent being the EndSARS protest, where young people across the country gathered to protest against police brutality and corruption, and it was themed Sorosuke. Before that, we've seen several others. We've seen the Occupy Nigeria movement,
Of course.
even though the EndSARS seemed to be the biggest. So what we're starting to see is young people finding their voices around the continent and saying enough is enough. We cannot take this. Although there's always a downside to these things. We've seen, even in the case of EndSARS, when there's a protest, we see hoodlums would come and hijack it. It ought to have been a peaceful protest, but then you see situations where hoodlums come hijack it, and it becomes another problem. It then results into thefts, robberies, and all the like.
That's right.
We will certainly be following up with the story there.
We'll
in South
definitely
Africa.
follow up on this particular one, and I hope it doesn't end as a social media hashtag. I hope it doesn't end on social media.
Hopefully it doesn't. And for some, they're praying and hoping that it does, so they can go about their businesses. You know, in every situation, in every chaos, there is someone who always benefits. So regardless
Someone benefits,
of the bit,
someone suffers.
Yeah, someone
Because
suffers.
at the end of the day,
Two sides
two
to the
elephants are
coin.
fighting. The grass is the one that takes the fall for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. But in this case, the two elephants here are indeed not seen. There are three this time: Elizabeth, Joe, and of course Olive. So we need to tell the other elephant to leave the room. So, Lizzie, bye bye. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
Liz.
us.
See you
Bye.
again.
See ya.